Yo, what's going on guys, Roy here, and before the video starts, I'm gonna let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Hellcase.com. Hellcase.com is a CSGO case opening website, and they have a ton of different cases you can open, and they're always adding new ones. One of my favorite features on Hellcase has to be their case battles. So if you don't know what case battles is, basically you just play against other players in the site, and whoever unboxes the best skin on that particular role will end up winning it all. Hellcase has thousands of players on at any given time, and they're always running giveaways right up at the top. They have an upgrades feature, they have a fortune wheel that you can redeem from using tokens on the site, and they're always constantly having new special events. And as always, you can use my referral code Ahrora for a free 70 cents, and you can use my code Ahrora bonus for a free 15% deposit bonus. To redeem that, all you gotta do is click the little plus button at the top of the screen and enter in that referral code. Once again, big shout out to Hellcase for sponsoring today's video, and let's hop right into it. Yo, what's going on guys, Roy here, and in today's video, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. I normally do not post tutorial videos. I've made a couple about a year ago, but I've decided to make this one because I had a pretty cool idea. This is gonna be nade combinations for CSGO that you need to know in 2021. Utility is really important in Counter-Strike. It makes the game easier. The entire point of throwing utility is so the enemies are flashed, they're smoked off, they're Molotoved out, and if you're just good with utility, it's gonna make the game a lot easier for you. And in the most part, I would say most people in this game don't know a lot of utility, and these combinations are gonna help you because I'm gonna show you some different sets that most people won't know, and then you can use these to help you win more games. I hope that made sense, but let's just hop right into it. I'm gonna start out on one of the most played maps on CSGO. This is a really basic one. I have some more advanced ones later in the video, but this is just going to be a long control utility and just some flashes. But I'm going to show you a really interesting Molotov you can do when you're running up a long, just a corner smoke here and some flashes. I'll show you these lineups real quick. This is the lineup I use for a corner smoke. You just want to get up against this little line in the bricks here, and then aim right where I do on this little stain in the wall, and then jump throw. If you don't have a jump throw bind yet in CSGO, you definitely need to get one. Just Google it. It's really easy to add to your config. But yeah, here is a long corner smoke. So after you throw this long corner smoke, you're gonna wanna run over to long and just flash people out. You're definitely gonna make sure that one of your teammates or even yourself is throwing a late flash, because at higher levels in Counter-Strike, teams are gonna flash back into long and try to retake it. But with this corner smoke and some late flashes, you should be able to get it. So let's pretend that you guys take long control and you're running up. A lot of teams will rotate through cat, and a lot of players will go 5 long at the start of the round. So this is a really cool Molotov you can throw to basically block off the cat rotation. There's a skybox right here above cat, and you can just throw Molotovs over it that will land on cat. All you do is just run, jump throw, aim in that general area, and they'll land right here. Surprisingly, sometimes you'll be able to get a kill from this, and it cuts off a lot of rotations, so people can't just stand on this corner and shoot your teammates crossing long. About a year ago, I made a video showing some retake utility for Dust 2. A car molly was really important back then, but I would say with the new way the doors are faced, it's not that important, but you're really gonna wanna know these at least. So this is how you re-smoke door. You just get up against this little tiny window, aim right where I'm aiming between this triangle and the crane. That'll smoke off doors really easily. All right, so after you throw this door smoke, you're gonna wanna run over here, get into this corner next to these bricks, aim at this dot in the wall, and jump throw. This molly will basically clear out all of underneath window, which is a pretty common post plant spot, and it'll make it a lot easier to retake the map. Personally, I like throwing this molly and then throwing a flash right after it, and then you can peek right off it, and everyone that is staring at window should be blind. So this nade combination, I usually just call it like the B lurk utility or the B pressure utility. I would say this is super useful in a pug because a lot of people have no clue what this even is, and they'll dump 2 mollies. I swear to God, 9 times out of 10, I throw this utility. The first time they're gonna dump a molly here, and the cat player is gonna dump a molly here expecting a rush. So let me show you what it is. You're gonna wanna do this off spawn, so you're gonna wanna sprint when the round starts. Just chuck a flash over apps like you normally do. Run up to this part of the door and just bounce the smoke off this door frame. It'll land and block off this first window and give you a gap to see into car. And if you jump on top, you can see bench. So there are a couple different variations for this. I'm gonna show you. There aren't lineups for this as well, so it makes it really easy to do. So to do this utility, you're probably gonna do it off spawn. So right off spawn, you wanna sprint into halls. This is the first variation of it. Throw the flash over, bounce the smoke off. Probably wanna bounce a Molotov to van, and then you can just lurk. Another thing you can do is throw a flash like this, or if you're holding back here for a push, you can just bounce a flash off this door. The entire point of this is to put pressure on the B site. Usually their worst player in pugs especially is gonna be playing B, and this is gonna cause a lot of rotates. 9 times out of 10, this cat player is gonna come off mid, and he's gonna be worried about helping his teammate out. You can do a ton of different things off this setup, and it's really fucking easy. Another variation I like mixing in there is not throwing the flash over top, just bouncing the smoke right away, saving your Molotov, getting close to here, and just straight up peeking this with an op. 9 times out of 10, once they see the smoke once, they're gonna be trying to hold this window right here, and you can get free kills left, right, and center. All right, so now I'm gonna show you another T-spawn play that you can do. You can do this right at the start of the round and win yourself some rounds. A lot of people like to do this as a palace pop, being 3 palace, 2 ramp, and the ramp guys are the people throwing utility for the palace people to just swing out and destroy the entire site. So I'm gonna show you the 2 smokes you need to do. One of them is a lot harder, so I'd recommend if you are watching this video to do this one. This is a jungle smoke from spawn. Just get right here in this corner, aim right where I do around this dot, and jump throw. It'll take a while to land, and it'll smoke off jungle just like you would do from that normal lineup. Another one you can do if you want to get real creative with it, if you have a buddy, this is the fast stair smoke from spawn. You're going to want to get in this corner, aim where I do on this little fringe from above the building. You're going to stay crouched the entire time, pull the pin on the grenade, stay crouch, and jump throw when you get to right there. This will smoke stairs from spawn as well. You can combine the two to make a really good palace pop or really good A-rush. So after you throw those 2 smokes, you're gonna be the guy that's flashing them out. So what you're gonna wanna do is just get right around this door. You're gonna throw a flash at the top of the lamp before they're out, and then right when they're about to swing over palace, you're gonna wanna throw a flash just really high over palace, and that'll blind anyone, default, triple. It'll not full blind them, but it'll give them that chance to get out really wide and just headshot the kill and drop. Another thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna get this bench molly down, so people don't just run through this jungle smoke and try to trade the people on top balk. So if you throw all that utility and you got these smokes and mollies down, it'll cut off the entire right side of the map, and you can get a really nice palace pop or an A-rush in. All right, so on over to Inferno. I'm gonna show you guys a nade set that you can do to take bracket control almost perfectly. It's gonna be a smoke arch, a molly on the back side of porch, and a perfect flash that will blind anyone underneath porch or playing in this general area. So what you're gonna wanna do is jump up onto top of balc like this, aim right where I do on this little knob on the balcony. This is your arch smoke, just aim on this pipe and jump throw. This is gonna be your back porch molly. You're gonna aim right where I do and jump throw. And this is gonna be your flash. You're gonna aim right here and jump throw. This flash will blind anyone playing underneath porch, top porch, and basically anywhere in bracket. And with the help of this Molotov that lands here, you won't have to be worried about someone coming out of boiler and getting opt. They'll either have to A, fall back into sight, or B, play underneath porch and get destroyed by a pop flash. So I think we've come to the conclusion that everyone in the world knows a CT smoke for B and a new box molly. If you don't know those, I hope you figure those out very soon. But this is something you're going to want to learn, because you can just get your teammates to do that for you. And this is what I would just call a second set of utility for Inferno. So you're going to want to have your teammates do the basic shit, and you're going to want to do this. So everyone knows the coffin smoke, at least I hope they do. It's just basically make an angle from these 2 knobs in the railing right here. This is your coffin smoke up against these logs. Coffin smoke, and then this is a dark molly. You want to get in this corner of half wall, aim at this dark spot on the wall and jump throw. And then there is your coffin smoke and dark molly. Another thing you should definitely know as well is a god flash. That's kind of like the name people have came up with. It is probably the best possible flash for Inferno, for FACEIT. You just get in the same spot that you threw your CT coffin smoke, and you're going to aim right here on this little yellow part of the wall and jump throw. Really easy. This flash will go right over this wall, pop about here, and blind almost the entire site. And so this is probably the best way to combine it all in one go. You're gonna want to throw your coffin smoke, you're gonna want to flash them in, you're gonna want to throw another flash over CT, and then you're gonna want to dark molly. And then hopefully if your teammates throw a CT smoke and a new box molly, the only spot they can really play is right side pillar, here, or in any of these corners. All right, we're hopping on over to train. This is gonna be a 2-man combination, so you're gonna need probably a friend to do this, or anybody that just relatively knows how to use utility in your game. This is probably the harder smoke, and it does take some practice. This is gonna be a back green or back 6 smoke from spawn. You wanna get up against this wall, line this part of the building up with this part of this, whatever you want to call that. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to line that up just like I did. Aim at the top of this box, and you're going to run and then jump throw when you get to this first line of barbed wire. So I'm going to do it all in one go real quick, easy. If you do it right, it's going to bounce off a few things and then land and perfectly smoke off back green for you. The only thing about this smoke, you don't have to worry about getting off through this lane because they can see, but they can easily push around it. So you're probably going to want to have a teammate who jumps out first to molly that. So after you throw this back 6 smoke, just like this, you're going to want to just flash over T-Con for your teammates. Flash over again. Your teammates should be out. You should be almost right behind them. And then you can get about in this area. This is a really easy Molotov to throw. Just stand anywhere in this area, don't be exposed to camera, and just kind of shift walk and left click a Molotov over this red train, aiming at the top of this, and you'll molly middle bomb. Middle bomb is a really popular position to play, and it'll also get this part, so it'll force any of these players backing up against this wall. So if you have people running out ladder, they're out in the open. If they drop down and go to here, they basically give up the entire map for free. And this back 6 smoke, if you combine it, you can either combine it with a sandwich smoke, a right side bomb train smoke. There's a million different combinations to throw with this, but this one, this back 6 smoke is probably the most powerful smoke on T-side train. I personally like throwing this and getting one guy to throw a right side train smoke and then pop flashing 3 people out of ladder, because if you throw all this utility and you get this middle sight molly down and some flashes going over the ladder, they basically have nowhere to play and you can just swing out and kill everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some really basic B utility because I feel like every single person I play with in a pug has no clue how to use it. So you want to get up against this little scuffed part of the wall, really simple. Aim right where I do on the top of this and then just run throw. This will be a perfect Z smoke. You don't have to worry about getting offed by everyone in the world that stands right here with an op. And it makes it so you guys can get out yard. A really easy combination you can throw is this Z smoke. Step to the left right here, throw this molly right where I do. That'll molly summit. And then you can just bounce flashes off this wall. Won't blind any of your teammates coming out lower, but it'll destroy anyone playing top trains right here. And basically this Molotov at summit will stop anyone from just sitting here and holding upper as well. It'll force them back to behind gray, and usually that's a free trade if your teammates are competent. So yeah, you got your summit molly, your Z smoke, and your flashes that land right about there. All right, so right here, I'm gonna show you guys the aggressive A control. This is only getting more and more common, but I guess everyone might as well know how to do it. So this is gonna be a strat that you can run, or just some nades that you can throw to take A control really early. And I would say it's getting way more popular. All it is, you can do a molly here and throw no utility, but you can also combine this with a smoke that lands here and some flashes. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this real quick. The steps molly is pretty simple. Jump up on this bench, aim at this dot in the wall, and then run forward and throw. You're going to want to practice this a little bit to get it consistent. But this molly will land right here and block off anyone that tries to run through this. Will take about 40 damage. But this is pretty great if you throw the steps molly and then run, get right here, aim right where I do, just kind of making like an angle from the top of this light to the side of it. Left click a smoke, and then just flash your teammates in. You can flash. Personally, I would flash over this hedge first, and then flash your teammate in again like that. If they're playing close to this wall, they can swing off these flashes. This will be smoked, that will be mollied. If they try to run through the smoke, they're gonna get destroyed by a flash. I would do this with 2 to 3 people. You can have one person jump up on party and watch monster, and then 2 people fighting right here. If you want to get really fucking sweaty with it, you can combine the two. I'm pretty sure Big was one of the first teams at the pro level to do this. If I'm wrong, sorry. But a Molotov here, and then they throw another one that lands here. It's pretty annoying to deal with if you're playing against this, but it's a pretty simple lineup. I already showed you guys the bench lineup, but I'm gonna show you the one that lands playground. You're gonna want to get up against this bench, aim at like this line on the door frame and this door frame right here. Just kind of get the feel for where it is. Do it in a practice over one time. You want to do the same exact concept, run and jump throw. Honestly, I would say this one's even easier to throw. So yeah, if they just try to run through this Molotov and run in the playground, they're gonna run through 2 Molotovs and more than likely die. All right, so we're on Overpass now. I'm gonna show you guys a pretty easy B exec you can do. Almost off spawn, you can do it late as well, but one of the most important mollies you can throw on T-side Overpass is gonna be a short molly from right outside your spawn. You're gonna wanna get over to this little area where you see this pattern of white dots on the floor. You don't have to be perfect with this, so don't worry about lining it up pixel perfect. Just kind of stand on this white dot area right here, aim at the bottom middle part of the B, make sure the train isn't going across, and then jump throw. Practice that a little bit and you can do it pretty quick. This will Molotov them out and make sure that nobody can just sprint through into short right away. If they do it, they're probably gonna extinguish it, so you'll know. But I really like throwing this Molotov, and then you can combine that with just a full monster exec. I'm gonna show you guys how to smoke bridge from monster. So just get up against this little chicken in the pallet, aim right where I do on the right side of this big ass needle, and left click. This will take a really cool bounce actually right off that, off the top of this roof, and smoke off bridge. And then you can get one of your teammates that probably knows basic utility on Mirage, on Overpass, to throw the same middle site smoke. So then you got a short molly to start off so they can't push into the site, a bridge smoke, a middle site molly, and then basically vice versa, combine whoever's doing the other molly and throw a barrel molly. This is really easy. Just get on these steps, aim about where I do, and run through. Barrel molly, easy clap. And then some really casual, just left click flashes over top, and then you should have the entire site mollied out. The only spots you can really get peeked from are behind this pillar and in pit, but you'll have a smoke here and a smoke here that'll help you take the site, and hopefully a short molly will stop them from pushing into sandbags. All right, so that's the video. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these. I do have more combinations I can show you guys, or if you guys want to see more tutorial videos in general. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.